Never had an enemy in the world. Everyone loved him.
On the morning of May 10, 1980, 15-year-old Mark DiStefano is found dead on Brown Road in Jerusalem Township.
Very chilly morning here in Curtis, Ohio. We're about 8 miles south of Lake Erie in northwest Ohio, where in the early morning hours of May 10th, 1980, 15-year-old Mark DiStefano left a house party from a friend's house on foot. However, he never made it home. In 1980, Mark DiStefano would have been a 15-year-old 8th grade student at Eisenhower Junior High School in Curtis, Ohio. He was described by students as self-sufficient, extremely well-dressed, and strikingly good-looking. His family described him as a good kid who was quiet, loved to hunt and fish, was crazy about dogs, and had no enemies. On the night of May 9th, 1980, there was a school dance at Eisenhower Junior High. However, Mark was not allowed to attend this dance because he was caught smoking in the bathroom earlier in the school year. So instead, around 10:30 that night, his parents dropped him off at a local restaurant where he met up with his girlfriend and another couple. And Mark had been working in his father's contracting yard to earn money for a tuxedo for the night and to fund whatever else they were going to do. From there, they went to an after dance party at a classmate's house for a little bit. And then after that, the boys dropped their dates off and went to another friend's house where Mark had planned to spend the night. Now, this house was about 2 miles away from Mark's house. Then at 4:30 in the morning, Mark tells his friend that he's going to take off. He's going to walk home. He wanted to see the new puppy that his mom just bought him because his other dog, Sarge, had just passed away recently. And that was the last time that Mark was seen alive. So he wanted to go home and see this dog. And it's still unclear to this day why Mark never called for a ride. I would assume he didn't want to wake his parents up. But it was at this intersection that Mark would have made a right-hand turn and make the 2-mile walk to his house.
All I remember was hearing my mom scream. Detectives kept saying, "Where was your brother? Where was your brother? You know, such and such time." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Where's Mark? Would he get in trouble again or something, you know?" I walk the floors at night. I dream about him. I mean, I talk to him in my sleep. I went to the grave and asked him, "You got to help me here, Mark," you know.
So this right here would have been the house that Mark was walking to that night. So instead of turning in that driveway up there, he somehow ended up a half a mile down the road, deceased. So the next morning, around 6:25 a.m., a local man by the name of John Hansen was headed to work, and he'd happened to see what he thought was a body about 10 feet off the roadway. So after he pulled over to check it out, he determined that, yes, it was indeed a body, and it was that of Mark DiStefano. How he got here is still unknown. This is a half of a mile past his house. This is a very rural area. It would be easy for someone to do this and not be seen out here. And Mark's body was found right here in this general area, about 10 feet off the roadway. Now, there's several theories that are in play regarding this. One is that Mark hitched a ride with somebody. The other one is maybe they went to some type of a pier that the local teens used to hang out at, but the family and the locals don't believe that's the case. They believe that this was a robbery. They believe that Mark was spotted walking home and maybe abducted, or maybe he got in the car with them. If they offered him a ride, nobody's really sure. But when they found Mark's body, his pants pockets were turned inside out. He had left that party with $15, and when he was found, he had 70 cents in his pants pocket. So this case is now 45 years old, with no suspects, no arrests. Detectives opened this case, or rather revisited this case, in 1981, 1987, and again in 2000. Now, there was a killing spree that took place in this area, which started, I think, in 1973 and ended in 1981 with two brothers being arrested. So folks wonder if maybe this could have been something to do with that. I know once these brothers were arrested, the police made a statement in 2020 stating that they were waiting for a ballistics testing and DNA testing to see if there was any connection to Mark. But as of today, no charges have been filed and no suspects have been named by the police. So before Mark's death, the family consisted of siblings Mike, Mark, Angie, Jackie, and their stepbrother Michael, along with their mother Billy and stepfather. Since 1980, 3 of the 5 siblings and both parents have passed away. Mark in 1980, Jackie in 2001 from breast cancer, Mike in 2008 from a heart attack, and then their mom Billy passes in 2013. And before she passes away, she tells Angie to not rest and to demand answers regarding this case. It's a shame that she never found out who murdered her son before she passed. So now all that's left is sister Angie and their younger stepbrother Mike. And it's been 45 years and they have no answers. If you know anything about this case, call the Lucas County Sheriff's Office at 419-213-4900. Somebody has to know something. It's been 45 years, but somebody has to know something. Somebody's seen Mark walking, somebody's seen Mark get into a car. Somebody was in the car with Mark. Let's get closure for this family and justice for Mark. Now let's go visit his final resting place.
I ain't afraid of the dark, 'cause once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars shining down from afar. No, I ain't afraid of the dark. I don't mind the rain, bringing life back. We can breathe again when dealing with the pain. No, I don't mind the rain. And ooh, that's the way it goes.
Okay, we are now about 2 miles down the road at the Oakwood Cemetery. Very small cemetery, kind of nondescript. I imagine mostly locals out here. Beautiful though, very peaceful, very rural area. All the research I've done, and actually after speaking with Mark's sister, Angie, it seemed like Mark, everybody loved Mark. He had no enemies. He was well liked, had friends, had a girlfriend. Such a shame. From one point to another point within a 2-mile radius, he simply becomes a victim. Nobody knows how. I would really, really love to see an arrest in this case as soon as possible. This poor boy, 15 years old, he had his whole life in front of him. No matter how this happened, it was uncalled for. Mark did not deserve this. Neither did his family. And this is him right here. Mark A. DiStefano was born November 9th, 1964. Tragically passed away May 10th, 1980. Lord, take care of our precious son. Thank you for the memories. Amen. Beautiful, beautiful monument. Good-looking kid. He had his whole life ahead of him. Over here we have his sister, Jackie, who passed away from cancer, looks like in 2001. Rest in peace, Jackie. Over here, we have their mom and stepdad, Billy, who passed away in 2013. And I know the other brother, Mike, is here somewhere too. I'm going to go take a walk around and see if I can find him. But rest in peace, Mark. I really hope someday we figure out what happened. Lord knows you deserve it. Rest in peace. Again, if you have any information regarding this case, please call the Lucas County Sheriff's Department. I'll put the number right here for you. Thank you for watching. If you've heard of this case or have any well wishes for the family, please comment below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
But it'll do you right and set you free the way a lie never will. Like climbing up the steepest hill.